Hey there everybody, my name's James and this is West Tennessee Living. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. Today I wanted to talk about one of my new favorite tools from Ridgid. It's the drywall gun. I wanted to just tell you about a couple of different features and what I use it for and what I like about it. This here, if you don't recognize it, using it for drywall, they have this great big mechanism that sits on the front of it, and you put the correlated screws through there. You can get the screws in a strip, and you push, and it makes it a lot faster and a lot more user friendly for doing a lot of excessive drilling like that. A couple of things I really liked about this drill that whenever I started looking at it, it has a feature that whenever you push the tip, it spins without actually having to pull the trigger. What you do right here, it has this little push button that you hit push, and then you can lock the trigger with that button right there, and then whenever you push it, it spins. What I like about that, for a lot of if you're putting in a lot of screws at once, I'm actually having issues with having trigger finger on one of my fingers because I'm pulling the trigger so much. So I got this to try it out. I don't do drywall, but I do roofing. And you think, well, you're absolutely nuts trying to use that on a roof. Well, that's what I'm fixing to demonstrate here in just a little bit. One thing that I love about it is the RPMs on it are so stinking fast. It is so much faster than any of the other drills. I don't believe it has a whole lot of torque, but if you're using it for drywall, you don't really want to suck screws down a whole lot. I'm not a drywall guy, so I don't know. But I'm going to show you what I use for it in my application. I want to show you how fast this thing is. So I'm going to compare it. This drill right here is my go-to. I absolutely love this drill. I've had it almost 2 years now. It's the hammer drill. I don't know what generation it is. It is brushless. You Ridgid junkies, you'll know which one this is. But I love that drill. I use it every single day. I use it all day long. So I'm going to compare this with that, and then also the go-to. A lot of roofing guys like using the ratchets. I personally don't like using the ratchets. I don't think you have near as much control when screwing down the heads. Again, if it's something that you use it every day, you like it, more power to you. I ain't going to say nothing about it. Help yourself. But a lot of guys like the impacts because they're so fast. So I'm going to compare these here today. Basically slow, fast, and fastest is what I'm thinking it's going to be. I won't know till I try it. But I'm going to try these out. I really like them. Let me know what you think. So basically what I'm going to try to do here, I'm going to pick a row. I've got 3 more rows to do here. I'm going to start at the same place with each drill, and just show you how much faster one is than the other. I'm going to start with Old Faithful here first. Ooh. I'm going to start with a handful of screws, go after it. I'm going to try to make this about the same as possible on all 3 as I can, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to go for the impact. See how fast that is. It's a little hard to get to do the exact same thing because you do get into a rhythm. And then also, whether or not you hit a stud or something else, it's also kind of a deciding factor. But here we go. So I'm going to put this on hold. I'm going to lock the trigger, and now we're going to do this. See how fast it is. I don't know what the video will tell, but I know as far as doing it myself, it feels like that new drywall gun is way, way, way faster. Um, Granted, again, it's still kind of tough because you have human error. The impact gun that I used, I missed a lathe on that, so you gotta have to kind of go back, and if you over tighten or whatever. On this one here, I kept dropping screws out of my hand. But you get into a rhythm, you use something use something repetitively. You kind of get into the groove of it. Each drill feels a little different. But I'm really enjoying this. The main reason I bought it was because for my hand. I'm getting trigger finger in my one arm or my one hand, just from doing it all day long. And this here, you can do it without having to even touch the trigger. Fits in your hand really, really nice. I personally like using the thin battery with it. It makes it a little lighter. And that's another thing. Even with the fat battery on it, this is so much lighter than the other drills. So this might not work for you in your particular application. I love using it for the roofing. I don't ever have to worry about over tightening screws. It doesn't have a whole lot of torque, but it's got enough, plenty for it to make a good tight and a good seal. So here's a neat fact for you. Every bag of screws contains 250 screws. And on average, I can't really say every roof takes this amount of screws. It's all different because of the size. But I would say on average, I'll probably use 4 to 5 bags on every roof. Last year, I did somewhere between like 70 and 75 roofs. I work by myself. I work for myself. I put pretty well every screw in every roof, unless I've got some help. But basically, I screwed down 93,000 screws last year. And I pretty well did it all with this drill. That's 93,000 reps going down into a roof. This one here has actually held up really well. I was using the subcompact 18-volt drills for a little while, and I used 2 or 3 of them, and the triggers were going out on them. I did away with that, and I went with the hammer drill because it's just a lot heavier duty. I think this is more designed for just the continuous screw after screw after screw. I think it's going to hold up a little better. I've only had it for a few months. When it comes to detail work like trim and stuff, this is really not that great, for putting a screw in, having to take it out, reverse, backward and forward a lot. I still go back to Old Faithful. But as far as like when I do field work, typically what I'll do, I'll put the sheet up, I'll do the top and the bottom, and then I'll come back and then do all the field screws, like section for section. I don't know if this helps you any, if you do drywall work or if you do metal roofing. Go look for this drill. It was a little on the expensive side. You can get the bare tool of any of the others for around $100. I want to say this by itself, I want to say it was like $150 or $180, the bare tool. And then the attachment that goes on it, I think, was actually sold separate. Don't hold me to that, but I bought it from Direct Tools a little while ago, so I don't really remember what all came with it. That's my drywall gun. I use it for roofing. It's awesome. It's lightweight. Fits in your hand real nice. Go check it out. Again, my name is James. This is West Tennessee Living. I appreciate you stopping by the channel. If you like these videos, please leave me a like. Consider subscribing and share it with your friends. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next video.